everyone, this is Oshin here, your host, and I welcome you all to the Atlassian community event on AI and Jira, redefining IT support automation. We thank you all for spending 1 hour of your afternoon with us when we are just exploring deep into how AI can elevate the IT support, making it more smarter and more efficient. Before we deep dive into the agenda of the event, I would like to give a brief introduction about the Atlassian community. As the chapter leaders of the Atlassian community in Coimbatore, we are part of a global network that brings Atlassian users together. This is a space where you can share your knowledge, find solutions to your problems, or explore tools like Jira, Confluence, and Trello. Our chapter is a hub where users can connect, collaborate, and stay updated on the latest Atlassian products and best practices. With that being said, the Atlassian community is a huge community with 3.8 million members worldwide. And how do you can connect with that? You can join the community groups where you can ask questions, find resources, and meet like-minded people who are interested in the topics as you are. Maybe join the events like this or the in-person events that we keep doing here and there, where you can directly learn from the experts. Take a free course or just get certified to level up your skills. These are the ways where you can just become a part of the Atlassian community. Now, before I deep dive into the speakers, I would like to tell you about the special chapter, the Atlassian Community Coimbatore chapter. We are off to an amazing start. We are a very new and an emerging community, but we have hosted the largest first event in Coimbatore of any Atlassian community globally. It was great to see so many people come together, sharing their ideas, exploring the solutions, finding solutions to their problem, or simply just interacting about the Atlassian products. We are thrilled to bring this community more stronger and better with the interaction with all of you guys. With that being said, I don't want to take a lot of your time, and I would like to introduce our two fantastic speakers who bring deep expertise into the AI and IT automation. Meet our first speaker, Rajan Gupta, who is the Director at Data Science and AI ML at Deutsche Telekom Digital Labs. With more than 15 years of experience in building and implementing AI ML solutions, he has led teams across industries like edtech, health tech, telecom, retail, and manufacturing, helping Fortune 500 companies bringing AI into real-life solutions. Welcome aboard, Rajan. Uh, Today, Rajan will be speaking about the science of voice AI, exploring what makes voice different from text and the tech behind voice-based GenAI applications. He'll also cover how voice bots can help in IT operations, like assisting employee with IT issues, raising Jira tickets, and doing all of that just by using the voice AI. So we're really excited for this session. On that note, our second speaker is Rajesh Shanmugan, who is the CEO of Enjo. Rajesh is a tech entrepreneur with more than 16 years of experience in building scalable enterprise software. His innovations are still in use by leading Fortune companies, and he's passionate about leveraging AI, especially in conversation applications to enhance workplace efficiency. Today, Rajesh will explore how AI in Jira can transform IT support by tackling challenges and improving the workforce efficiency. He will also share how advanced AI features can streamline operations and provide a step-by-step guide to make IT support more interactive and more proactive for all the enterprises out there. Uh, you guys have, if you guys have any questions, please do keep putting them into the chat box into the event, and at the end of the sessions, our speakers will address all of your questions. With that being said, I would like to kick things off. Over to you, Rajan.
Thanks, Oshin. I'll just share my screen so that we can get this session started. Let me know if the screen is visible, Oshin.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Thanks, Oshin, for the introduction and setting the context. Really wonderful to share stage with Rajesh today to talk about the usage of GenAI for IT operations. And I thank all the viewers, listeners, and who are joining us from different parts. The science of voice AI, pretty interesting area that is emerging really fast these days. And why not? We humans love to talk. We humans love to interact with each other in our native languages. We humans wants to express our emotions through human languages and native languages in which we have been raised, we have seen, we have heard, we have interacted with everyone, and that is what is now getting embedded into the enterprise products for various use cases. So today, I'm going to talk about why IT operations requires voice bots. Uh, what are the key differences between voice and text data? What are the different voice processing approaches that we can cater to? Given that I understand some of you will come from a bit of background about text-based applications using generative AI, and I'll show you a demo using 11 Labs, which through which you can also get started to create voice agents very quickly. So I'll showcase a demo, and we'll ask questions from the bot that will create here itself. Just starting the note with a Wall Street Journal quote, which says that the proliferation of action models working as autonomous digital agents heralds the beginnings of agentic AI, providing automated customer support that can access databases and execute needed tasks, likely without the need for highly specialized prompts. That is where we are all moving towards. We are moving towards the generalization of Gen AI, where things can be done with the help of a lot of functions and API calls, and that is what we are terming as agentic AI. The task, which was primarily around information search, retrieval, and generation, is now moving more towards completion and execution of certain activities within the enterprise space, which can get our things moving forward or things getting done. It is no more uh, a simple activity where we are just retrieving or just finding out, searching out certain answers, but also getting things done, be it internal task or the external task. And that is where we are also improving that we do not have to give a very highly technical prompt for the system to understand our needs. We can simply converse with the system in our native languages, in the way we speak, in the way we want to communicate, rather than learning new ways of communication. And that is the true technological revolution that we are witnessing right now. With that, I think IT operations becomes a critical area where a lot of applications for voice can be seen. And why do we do that? Because a lot of routine tasks are being done by IT operations team, which can be automated. Automations through simple tasks, through simple activities, through simple nudges can solve a lot of problems and save a lot of bandwidth for the IT ops team. But right now, everything is being handled by the IT guys, which makes them less available for more complicated tasks. Similarly, a lot of times we see in enterprises, employees are working in different time zones at different hours of their day works, and accordingly, they may require different assistance at different time zones. Hence, 24/7 availability is a concern, and you can have as many queries being handled as possible, which makes it a scalable solution. So, having a voice bot for IT ops can be really beneficial. Then, of course, there are cost savings. You can, as an enterprise, you can spend that cost on upskilling of your employees for different activities, for different tasks, which are not which cannot be automated, and hence we can spend our cost wisely. These kind of voice bots also enhance the user experience, in the sense that they can think of a lot of permutations and combinations in a quick split of time. So you need not to wait for IT tickets to be resolved over a lot of man hours, or spreading across a lot of days. You can simply get it resolved very quickly. In case some actions cannot be taken up uh, straight away, that then it can be transferred to the human agent. But at least the initial 70 to 80% of resolution can come through voice bots immediately, with a lot of permutations and combinations, giving users kind of satisfaction that they are done, or they are not blocked with any IT issue, and can move forward with their work. Similarly, you have proactive issue resolution. Sometimes there are correlations between one issue to another, and hence these kind of voice bots can also warn the users that there are certain concerns that you need to look at, and hence proactively uh, the systems can be enhanced from the quality perspective. These systems or the voice bots can also help us in collecting insights, collecting data to generate insights about the user behavior patterns, what kind of queries are being asked, and this can overall lead to strategy formulations for the IT operations, whether it's a change in hardware, it's a change in software, any kind of anomalies that they are detecting over the network, any kind of issues or behavior from the user side that they are experiencing. So all of those things can really contribute to the efficiencies of the IT ops team. And their integrations within the existing system is really simple now. We have already cracked as an enterprise around the world that any kind of text bots, voice bots based on GenAI technology, agentic AI technologies can be very well integrated within this compliant to the local regulations as well as global regulations. So those integrations are now possible. Hence, we need not to worry too much about creating the pipelines and making the systems part of our existing systems. And on top of that, these kind of bots comes with multilingual capabilities. So they are not restricted to Hindi, English, or any other native language, but rather they can give you an insight where people can also interact in multiple languages on the same part, on the same issue, and getting experience with respect to the service being resolved, the queries being asked, the queries being answered in a certain manner. So there are a lot of positives that voice bots brings into the IT ops, and anyways, the voice bot market is increasing globally right now, which is expected to touch approximately $100 billion by next couple of years. So it's a growing space. It's technologically it's a very good space to be in, and voice is something that brings out a lot of functionalities and features to our systems. So let's try and understand how does voice gets differentiated from text. Of course, both text and voice data represents linguistic content. That means there are semantics around the languages. There is some sort of structuring that we follow. There are some kind of syntax that syntax considerations that we do. Both these text and voice based data points are sequential in nature. There is a specific order in which we understand, we communicate, and there's a contextual understanding that is required for both of them for accurate interpretation. So whether you are communicating in text or voice, there are certain things that you are uh, providing as a context as well. But there are a lot of features which differentiates the two, and the major ones are the acoustic features and the speech attributes. Now, imagine that somebody writing to you, my laptop not working, and somebody angrily telling you that my laptop is not working. Probably the seriousness of issue resolution by the IT team would be given to somebody who is really frustrated, angry, and just want to calm down people with respect to any of the gadgets that are not working. So textual part does not contains the pitch, tone, volume, rhythm, any sort of sentiments which is being conveyed by the customers to the IT ops team, and it can be an external client as well. So from that perspective, we are at a loss of information. We are not able to capture all the dynamics around voice data or the communication. First of all, we are not able to capture in case we are only using text data. Once we start using voice data, we start to understand more context around those personal behaviors, sentiments around them, the volume, the pitch, and the tones around them, which gives us a lot of information that we can use as part of our resolutions. Similarly, the sensitivity levels of voice data are high. They are susceptible to noises. Hence, we need to take care of that. So it's not that it is only giving us the positive side, but within text, there are lesser noises that can impact most of them. Also, they come in continuous waveform signals, which can be helpful for us to understand the signals in a specific manner, whereas textual data are discrete characters or words which can be processed independently as tokens as well. So all of these things makes us think about processing the voice data in a specific manner. Now, voice data is being prominently used these days for variety of combinations, variety of options through which we are executing different use cases. It is being used for transcription purposes. You'll see a lot of meeting softwares, online meeting softwares are using, using the note-taking kind of functionality in themselves, and they're also doing the transcriptions for them. You have use of voice data as authenticators. You're building up conversational applications a lot. You are doing a lot of isolations in the sense that there's some voice that needed to be used in some applications, and there is some noise. You can isolate those content based voice from the noisy data. You are using a lot of language translation these days, something which is in a multi-global, multicultural kind of a setup, and the global applications, you need to take care of a lot of language translations. Even in regions like India, where we have so many languages, so many dialects being considered, translation becomes an essential part if we want to scale up our applications across different areas. And those kind of things can be done in textual ways as well, but with respect to voice, it becomes even critical because you want to understand the dialect, understand the tone, to understand the pronunciations, and all of that. And of course, you can do a bit of sentiment analysis. You can identify what kind of topics, what kind of angers, what kind of moods we are seeing with respect to the customers, or what kind of aspects they are talking about, which can give us some sort of indications of how to handle those things. Another areas which are prominently being used these days are around voice cloning. You'll see a lot of applications around branding activities, where you want to purchase one voice for your branding exercises and utilize them in a cloned manner for variety of use cases, so that you don't need to have the availability of the original voice again and again. Rather, you can use the same voice in multiple scenarios and use cases once you have obtained some sort of royalties to use it. Also, we are using creation of sound effects with respect to the input text. We can always give a prompt which can help us in generating a lot of text for a lot of applications. For example, you want to use noise of rainfall in background for some of your videos that you are creating. You want to use uh, you know uh, the cars running around, or noise of a street. There can be a lot of applications around it, but of course, we'll restrict ourselves to the enterprise use cases, where majorly conversations are being utilized from the voice perspective, translations are being used from the voice perspective, sentiment analysis is being used from the voice perspective, which gives us two or three major areas within IT operations where voice data can be used and being processed. Okay. I understand that most of you are familiar with RAG workflow within generative AI frameworks, but in case not, I'll just give you a very brief background. Retrieval augmented generation capabilities within generative AI workflows is an area where LLMs are being fed a specific knowledge base, in from which they search and retrieve the right information, and then gives the answer or generates the answer to the user query in the most more sophisticated manner. In the same way, these days, the voice bots being created on RAGs as well. You have an audio as an input. For example, what is the weather like in Delhi tomorrow? That could be one of the simple queries that I may be asking. That query gets into a traditional way of converting today from text to speech to text. That is the first thing that it gets converted, because most of our knowledge bases today uh, are based out of a lot of textual information. So you have PDFs, you have databases in which a lot of information is being stored right now, and hence the audios are firstly getting converted into textual data with the help of feature extractions. You have acoustic modeling being done to encode any kind of pitch, tone, sentiments around it. you're using language models, you are using punctuation models, and you are using some sort of text normalization to convert the speech to text kind of a workflow. Then that text is being used for knowledge based search and retrieval, where you perform the regular activities of any GenAI RAGs.
Cricket solo.
Sorry, can you request to mute everyone? Yeah, thanks. Okay. So then we have the traditional search and retrievals being done, where search ranking algorithms are being done. You have the queries, embedding models being used to, uh, just encode all the availability of the text, and then using the similarity measures to bring out the right chunks from the knowledge bases, and then use it for the context of the final response generation from LLMs. And then you go on to the fourth aspect of text to speech. You have responded, you want to respond to the user query which was in an audio format, and hence whatever text response you have created now needs to be converted to speech. So we do the reverse part of the second step. We convert all the text to speech, and those speech are then being presented to the users as the generated audio. For example, expect clear skies in Delhi tomorrow. So that kind of a response can be given. That kind of a response can be created with respect to the RAG voice workflows. But these days, we are moving towards scenarios where voice to voice models are coming up, where we in experimentations in near future, we may not have to work on automatic speech recognitions or text to speech or speech to text kind of converters. We will have a lot of voice knowledge bases, for example customer call recordings and all of that stuff, which can be directly utilized to search and retrieve the right information, and the right knowledge bases can be utilized to answer the query. So that is where we are moving as an industry. Now, within IT operations, the corporate employees can always interact with VoiceBot for discussing various IT issues. You can raise Jira tickets for human agents to look into complex issues. So, let's say something is really complicated for the VoiceBot to understand from your side. In that case, you can just ask the bot to create a Jira ticket on your behalf and assign it to the right human agent. For that, a lot of integrations are nowadays possible with respect to your information systems, wherever whatever information system stacks you are maintaining in your organizations. And also these bots can analyze and provide summary of various IT issues in the company to the IT ops team. That's also one of the really critical areas, that means you are generating so many requests for a large enterprise that it becomes really critical to understand trends and patterns that are emerging. And for them, I think doing it manually is a really tough job. And doing a text-based processing on voice-based data requires a lot of overheads of converting voice to text kind of a thing. So these kind of voice bots can directly understand the content of the call recordings, and then they can be used to analyze and provide summary of various IT issues. So that can help in, again, strategizing a lot of stuff. I'll show you a couple of scenarios that I've built using 11 Labs. First is the Windows update. Let's say that's a very prominent thing, that my Windows update, I'm not able to do that as a person, and hence it is disrupting a lot of day-to-day operations. And also authentication tokens keeps expiring with respect to different organizations. Even if you refresh it every day and do it as well, there are issues with respect to authentication tokens. So that is another common IT scenario that can be done. So what I've done is that I have created a knowledge repo of various Jira tickets, which is based on openly available data set. I'm not using any enterprise information here, just to be safe on the IP side. But I'll just replicate a scenario which you can expect in any of the enterprises, and hence you can understand that how your voice bot would cover up. Now, there are potential edge cases. There could be language switching that can happen within the voice bot. So you are talking to somebody in English language, and suddenly you start speaking in your native language, which is very common scenarios in when you are conversing with anybody. Because when you get too much of emotional in terms of anger or happiness or any sort of such emotions being coming out of you, then probably language switching has been observed for people. But the voice bot should be trained in such a way that they are able to still understand what the issues you're talking about, even if you have switched yourself to some other language. Interruptions are a common thing. Whenever, as humans, we are interacting with any of the human agent, we generally have the privilege of interrupting that person without completing his statement. The same kind of capabilities we expect bots to come up with. That means whenever we are not happy, satisfied, we don't have to listen to the entire conversation, which has been the case in, let's say, IVR based bots. That means they were just having pre-recorded statements and pre-recorded answers, and hence interruptions were not being taken up. But now that we are moving towards more human-like conversations, at that point of time, we are taking up a lot of interruptions. Emotions can be detected, multiple issues can be resolved, and finally, on your behalf, Jira tickets can be created. Are some of the cases that you would like to understand and cover up as part of your scenarios? So I'll just quickly share my screen for the voice generation. Okay, can somebody confirm if that's working? If you can see the screen.
Yes, we can see the screen.
Thanks. So this is the 11 labs. Let me just show you the home. It has got different functionalities which can be useful for creating voice-based applications. You have different voices being available. You can use them for different purposes. You want to use it for conversational, for narration basis, for news reading, for social media. There can be characters that you really want to emulate somebody. So there are a lot of voices that are available to you based on the dialects and the background that they come to. There are various applications which comes with a lot of aspects of text to speech, straight away text to speech kind of things. You have voice changes that are available to you. You can just upload and change the voices. You have sound effects going on. So you can just create any of the sounds. Let's try some car whizzing by, and let's just test if you are all able to hear something from this side or not. So there are four generations that have happened for car whizzing by. Right. So the beauty of this is that none of them is pre-recorded. All of these sound effects are created using generative capabilities of large language models. So you do not have to now map it to various aspects. Let's look at the conversational part of it. I can just create my own agent. What I've done is that I've created an IT support agent for all of you. I've chosen the agent language as English. I've just given the first message as somebody greeting you, that hi, I'm Eva, your IT support agent. How can I help you today? I've given a system prompt that explaining them the task, that you are a support agent named Eva for Jira IT support. Primary role is to assist users with IT related issues, software access requests, and general IT support queries. So I've given a very basic prompt so that the system is able to understand what we are talking about. Then I've used a basic Gemini model with medium temperature, and I've also given certain knowledge bases to it. So I have uploaded a file with lot of Jira issues and their resolutions. Plus, I have also given some external links for it to consider while resolving any of the queries. So that's how I have done this. And let's test this agent now. This is where we want to understand that whether our system is able to understand us or not.
Hello, I am Avia, your IT support agent. How can I help you today?
Hi, Eva. I'm not able to update my Windows. Can you help me with that?
Hi there. I understand you're having trouble updating your Windows. Could you tell me a little bit more about what's happening? For example, what error message are you seeing or what steps have you already tried? The more information you can provide, the better I can help.
Yeah, I could provide, but the problem is that it is not loading and not showing any error message. I'm not sure what's happening.
Okay, I see. It sounds like you're encountering a situation where Windows Update is stuck and not showing any error messages. This can be frustrating. Let's try some troubleshooting steps. Have you tried restarting your computer? Sometimes a simple restart can resolve these kinds of issues. If that doesn't work, we can try some other things. Let me know
हाँ
if
हाँ हाँ
restarting
हाँ हाँ हाँ,
helps,
याद
and if
है मुझे।
not,
हाँ हाँ, याद है मुझे। मैंने आई थिंक लास्ट 10 दिन से अपना सिस्टम जो है रीस्टार्ट नहीं किया और मेरे को और भी सॉफ्टवेयर में इश्यूज आ रहे हैं। मुझे लगता है शायद हो सकता है ये रीस्टार्ट का इशू हो सकता है। मतलब मेरे को नहीं पता, बट आई लीव इट टू यू इफ यू सजेस्ट।
you're right. Not restarting for 10 days can definitely cause issues. It's a good idea to restart your computer regularly to clear out any temporary files and processes that might be causing problems. I recommend restarting your computer now and then trying to update Windows again. If you still have problems after restarting, let me know and we can explore other troubleshooting steps.
Sure, sure. Let me restart and I'll get back to you in case of any other issue. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm here to help if you need anything else. Let me know how it goes after the restart. Have a great day.
Thank you. So that was my first interaction where a couple of things I did. I switched my language, which it was seamlessly being able to understand and then responded back accordingly. Secondly, it provided me a lot of options. Of course, the issue was very simple, and hence, simple restarts can also work. But at least those kind of simple activities has to be reminded towards to the employees to understand and come back uh, with their solutions. So hence, agents' time or human agents' time can be saved. Let me also try one more time on this, and let me try to get an answer for a different issue.
Hello, I am Avia, your IT support agent. How can I help you today?
Yeah, hi Eva. My authentication token keeps expiring. I'm not sure how to deal with it.
Hi there. I understand that your authentication token is expiring. Can you tell me what application or service you are using? Knowing the specific platform will help me provide the best solution for you.
Actually, I'm new to the organization. I don't know, but I was just being told to refresh it. I refreshed it yesterday, and I had to refresh it today as well. So I just know that much.
That's okay. It's common to have questions when you're new. Let me ask you a few questions to figure out what's going on. What kind of work do you do here? For example, are you a developer, a project manager, or do you work in a different department?
Yeah, I mean, I am a simple Java developer uh, with the zero.
Okay, that's helpful.
I'm a fresher basically.
That's great. It's awesome to have fresh perspectives on the team. So, since you're a Java developer, you're probably using Jira software, right? Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. So it sounds like you're probably using your Jira software authentication token. It's common for tokens to expire, especially if you're new to the system. Do you know how long your token is set to expire for?
Unfortunately, not. I'm not aware of that.
No worries. Let's figure it out together. It sounds like you're using Jira software, which is a great tool for
Hey,
managing
hey,
your
hey!
work.
I need to leave. I have an important meeting coming up. My boss is waiting. Can you create a ticket for me on my behalf because I won't be able to interact long. I have a long day with meetings, so I just want to get this issue resolved.
No problem. I understand you need to get to your meeting. I can definitely create a ticket for you. To create a ticket, I need a little more information. Can you tell me what the issue summary is? And can you give me a detailed description of the issue so the IT team can help you out?
Sure. So my authentication token keeps expiring. That's the summary of my problem, and I think the description also remains same. I don't have anything else to be described. Can you quickly create a ticket?
Of course, I've created a ticket for you with the summary authentication token keeps expiring and the description authentication token keeps expiring. I am a new Java developer and I am not sure how long the token is set to expire for. I've assigned it to the IT team and they'll be in touch to help you out. I hope your meeting goes well and have a great day.
Thank you, Eva. Thank you for your time. Okay, so that was about the IT ops part as well, where I was able to uh, create a Jira ticket on my behalf as a fresh developer into the system where I don't know much of the detailings, and see how beautifully it picked up the context, how beautifully it was able to personalize things for me, and how beautifully it was able to connect the various aspects around it. So that's how quickly the voice bots are now gaining importance with respect to different functionality areas, and specifically around ITOs, which requires a lot of automations for routine jobs. With that, I hand it over to Rajesh for taking it further, and I'll be there for questions at the end.
Yes, that's a fantastic demo there, Razan. Thank you for doing that. Um, I'm sure like there are tons of questions, but just one quick question before I move on to my session. The latency was very impressive. It's doing all of that processing. So does it have like a speech to text and then text processing in the pipeline, or how is it so fast?
Yeah, there are voice to voice capabilities that are being built up at the end, so that overheads of ASR and TTS can be minimized. That's the basic technology changes that we are looking into the systems now. Also, just imagine that this is a demo account version, and you're seeing higher latencies. Imagine that the enterprise versions would be even better,
Faster.
responding in a secured environment, and isolated environment which is not shared with any other users. So that ways the technology itself is progressing with respect to minimizing the overheads, as well as creating embeddings in an efficient manner which can be quickly retrieved and searched. Of course, my knowledge base was also small, hence bot did not took that much of longer time to have the entire search space, which could be longer in a real enterprise setup. But anyways, these things are improving from the technology point of view, Rajesh.
Fantastic. Great to see. We will